Good morning, this is John Torodash of triumphofcivicvirtue.org, and we're here to film this sad, historic day when Triumph of Civic Virtue is finally to be removed from Queens Borough Hall, where it has stood for 71 years. Such magnificent public art, as you see right here, to be hauled away. It's about 7 in the morning now, and it turns out that I am not the only individual here to film. Another crew is getting set up right here to film the loss of the statue. Now, who hired this crew? That they wouldn't tell me. It looks as though there's quite a lot of work being done. This individual is allowed in here and he's filming. How is that permitted?
He's with the crew.
With which crews?
He's with the crew.
Well, isn't that interesting? Now, whether they were hired by Greenwood or not, apparently they have special jurisdiction by the city. Good morning.
Good morning.
We are here today to witness the removal of a piece of Queens history, the Triumph of Civic Virtue statue.
Why are they removing it?
Because a few politicians in this city decided that your say doesn't matter. So Anthony Weiner here, who is sexting pictures of himself to girls, called this thing sexist. And then you have Helen Marshall, borough president, doesn't like to see anything that could possibly be construed as negative against women. This is an allegory of civic virtue. Who could hate civic virtue on top of vice and corruption? 71 years, you as a taxpayer are supporting public art elsewhere in Manhattan and Brooklyn. They're ripping out yours right from Queens.
That's not right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As you can see, the public is absolutely outraged but had no clue. Had no clue. And why? Because the city has rammed this thing through the design commission, which requires only 3 days for public hearing.
Come up the subway stairs and across the street is this statue.
Yeah,
And nothing sexist at all.
There's no sexism at
What's
all.
sexist?
What's so sexist? If anybody knows literature, they know that sirens were evil creatures that would try to get sailors in the boats in order to try to sink them down. And he's standing in rocks. He's not standing on women, crushing them. It's just...
Good morning, this is John Torodash with triumphofcivicvirtue.org, also running for City Council 2013. Koslowitz got a challenger. I'm here at the Triumph of Civic Virtue statue of Queens Borough Hall while it's being removed. As you can see, they're having some difficulty with the simple girder cage that they initially set up. They're now setting beams diagonally across in order to help support the statue's asymmetry and make sure that it doesn't become damaged once they start lifting it and moving it onto the truck. Unfortunately, even though the statue is being encased in steel girders, it is taking them quite a while, which means that people are stopping and gawking and wondering what's going on, and they're in fact quite surprised and shocked that this has taken place so quickly. The public simply didn't know, and that's what we had tried to do at triumphofcivicvirtue.org and in my private capacity in supporting the organization. So, again, they may be caging the statue, but the statue's spirit of civic virtue, transparency, and open government will live on in Queens. The residents are enraged, they will not stand for it, and they will let the politicians know in 2013 at the polls. One more time.
Taking your man away.
That's so cute. No, it's totalitarianism. Yeah. Look at this. Yeah. Look at this, Richard. Do it. What's that? Hold on. What?
Come on.
Say
Say goodbye. Taking your man away.
How do you feel about that?
I feel real bad.
He's your man? We are watching here the Civic Virtue statue, after 71 years placed on the grounds of Queens Borough Hall, be lifted up, bound and gagged and chained by the very politicians who could not stand the ideals that it represented. How pitiful a sight. How awful a symbolism.
we're going to fight very hard so you can
We're going to bring him back.
You want to see him again, right?
Wish I had some candy.
That's her little buddy right there. She sees him when she gets off the train.
He's going to come back.
Yeah, this is the way we come. We just moved over here recently.
He's going to go visit.
Yeah.
You just moved
We
here?
just moved over here recently, a couple of months ago, and every time we go to school, we get on right there, she sees him. When we get off from the train, she sees him.
And as a woman, you don't find this sexist, do you? I mean,
Not at all.
it's absurd. It's absurd.
And I don't think
Absurd.
kids look at that statue and see anything wrong with it.
Definitely not.
It's not like
Definitely
looking
not.
at a nude picture of somebody, you know?
Children get it.